Here's why having 100 location pages on your ABA website is actually working against you. If your ABA practice website still has 80, 100, 150 location pages, and almost all of them look the exact same except for the city and name, I need to tell you that Google actually has a name for that. It's called the doorway page, and they're actually filtering these out, and you will get penalized. They won't rank. So this strategy used to work. We used to do it a lot, and it helped tremendously until it didn't. Okay, so let me explain why and what to do instead. So let's discuss what's an actual doorway page. It's basically a page that's created primarily to rank for a specific term, rather than actually existing to help someone looking for something, which is, again, Google exists to help provide the best answer to people looking for solutions. That's all they do. If you violate that rule, Google will penalize you for it as a result. So in the ABA world, it would look like this, right? Like a doorway page would be, you have a template that says ABA therapy in X city. We provide evidence-based ABA services for children with autism and the surrounding area. Same thing, 500 times, right? You do it 80 times for 80 different cities, and that's it. You're good to go. Used to work. People do it with AI, blast them out all the time. Each page technically exists, and each one technically is different because it technically has different keywords. But somebody who lands on the Atlanta page and a parent who lands on the Austin page are reading basically the same content, and Google views that basically as duplicate, right? Google recognizes the pattern, and when it does, it just ignores the pages. So like you could publish all of these. You could have a bot even that goes into your website and does this all for you, right? But you're going to get actually filtered out. And when you get filtered out, that filtering affects more than just those pages. So here are 3 ways that these pages actually impact your website negatively overall. Number 1, crawl budget. Google sends a bot to your site regularly to index your pages. That bot has a time limit per visit. Why? Because Google doesn't actually actively make revenue from these, so it has to be specific and conservative with the amount of time and effort it puts to crawling each website on the internet. Okay, so if your website has 120 thin location pages, the bot spends a ton of time that it could spend marking other pages and ranking those other pages on these random pages that actually don't matter. Your homepage, your service pages, your blog posts that are actually earning you rankings do not get crawled. Instead, ABA therapy in Alpharetta gets ranked over your homepage. Big issue, right? You get less time of your crawl budget spent on your website, on your homepage. You're literally wasting Google's time and their patience on a page that literally doesn't help anyone materially. So number 2, keyword cannibalization. You're literally competing with yourself internally, because for example, if you have a page that's ABA therapy for Dallas, right? Another page it's ABA therapy for Fort Worth and another for ABA therapy in Plano, all 3 pages of them are identical, right? If you do that, you're competing against each other. Whereas Google doesn't know which one to rank, so it just says, okay, we're not gonna rank any, done, right? So instead of 1 strong page sitting at position 3, you have 3 weak pages sitting at positions 18, 22, 31, if they're there at all. So you have more pages, less visibility, especially in an era when people don't have any attention and don't care if you're not really high up. Number 3, you'll dilute your domain authority. So that's the one with the longest impact, right? Google evaluates your domain as a whole, not each page one by one. So a site that has 120 low quality page gets a lower overall trust signal than a site with 20 legitimate, authoritative, interesting pages. So the thin pages are pulling down everything else that was working. Sorry, here's what it is. So here's what Google actually wants and what you should do. So ask yourself whether a location page does the following to determine if it's good or not. Number 1, does it actually contain specific information about the page? Real staff, office details, interesting information, how long the location is operated. 2, does it reference local context of parents looking? Stuff that you'd actually find helpful if you're in that area. Number 3, work in progress. SEO isn't an instant switch that you can just flip on and off. It's something that actually takes time to build. Now, obviously it's not indefinite amounts of time, but you won't see material results in a few days. Content gets written, pages get indexed. It's not like paid media. Google has hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of sites at this point that it needs to ingest and review, and they're not getting paid actively for all of this. So therefore it takes them time to do it. With paid ads, Google gets incentivized to show your ad, because if someone clicks on your ad, they make money immediately. So there's a lack of incentive there in a way, right? An audit run today captures a snapshot of the moment that it was run in, not the trajectory of your site. Rankings take time to actually occur, right? And also ranking movement can occur and change. So if a page was optimized last week, right, the audit might still flag it because Google hasn't finished indexing the changes yet, but in a few days, it will be, right? So reviewing a strategy mid-build and calling it broken is like reviewing a house under construction and saying, hey, this house is terrible. It's under construction. Obviously, it doesn't look like the finished product. So number 4, actual business outcomes. This is really important because at the end of the day, traffic is vanity, right? A profit feeds your business and your family. It's sanity, right? So an audit tool can't tell you whether your site's actually generating qualified leads. It might tell you, hey, generating traffic. Potentially, there are some tools that might be able to estimate leads, but it can't tell you your contact rate, your cost per intake, how many families started services this month. It's completely incomplete, right? I know people that have just like a few hundred followers on Instagram, and yet they make tons of money from those followers because it's extremely focused. So again, back to SEO, these audit tools can tell you, hey, your meta description's too long. You're not getting enough traffic for these terms. But it's not the same level as telling you, hey, you're not getting any qualified leads from the business. And they should not carry the same weight. A site that's missing an alt tag that generates 40 leads per month is performing better than a technically perfect site that isn't generating any leads at all or any kids in the door. So the audit will flag the first example as, oh my gosh, this website with the alt tag and 40 leads is horrible. They should be, fixing it immediately. But the second one, in the example I gave, will be ranked as doing really well by an SEO tool, right? So it's important to actually look at business outcomes first. That's the most important thing. And now I want to jump in to how to actually read the report. So when you receive one of these audits, there are 3 questions that I would personally run every issue through before acting on it, right? So the first question is this issue flagged a technical issue or is it part of a strategic issue? A broken link, technical issue, easy to fix, right? You could fix it in minutes, or you could ask Claude to help you fix it if you don't know, right? A page not ranking for a keyword is a strategy issue. It needs context before you can evaluate it. Maybe it's telling you to rank for a keyword that from a business perspective doesn't make any sense for you. Don't treat a broken link and a keyword not ranking as the same issue. They're different. They're categorically different. Number 2, what is the actual business impact of this issue that is getting flagged? A missing H2 tag on an interior page, like a sub page, is not the same as a site that loads in 7 seconds on mobile. Obviously, the latter is hugely problematic. Audit reports often present both with the same red icon and don't really differentiate or provide insight. So ask this question, right? If you fix this issue tomorrow, would it meaningfully change how many families actually see us and contact us and work with us? Okay? If the answer is probably not, or we don't know, it's probably a low priority item, not an emergency. But I can tell you, if your site loads really slowly, that's an actual issue that will prevent people from seeing your site because they'll just bounce away. Okay? Question 3, does my current team or agency know about these issues and are they already working on it? Before assuming something's broken, right, you have to ask whether it's already on the roadmap. Most active SEO strategies have an actual prioritized list of improvements that are being worked on in a specific order based on importance and what will move the needle. Okay? So an item flagged by a random AI tool or an audit tool or automation might actually be lower priority than something else that will drive more impact. It's not negligence, it's triage. It's figuring out what will move the needle for your business and then actually acting on it in accordance of urgency and what will move the needle. Now, here's the only thing you should really focus on within an audit. Not all things that these automated audits give you are noise. There's some things that they give that are very important, right? Page speed is real. If your site takes more than 3 seconds to load, On mobile, that's a problem that costs you leads every single day. You're bleeding money, fix it today. Broken links, real issue. Fix them now, right? If your Google business profile is unclaimed or incomplete, you need to fix that because that's something that will materially quickly help you. If Nada picks that up, that's a real issue. You need to fix it. They're unambiguous issues, fixable, and have a clear actual connection to real actual business results. Everything else, keyword gaps, content scores, backlink comparisons, requires strategy context before you act on it, right? We have specific clients who can't take certain insurance or don't want to use certain words on their website. Yet a tool might say that they're missing lots of stuff because of that. So it's really important to focus on that. Anyway, just to summarize here, if you received one of these audits and you really want a second opinion on what's actually worth addressing, this is exactly what I walk people through on a strategy call. I unpack, what's happening in the audit that they were given. I explain the context, understand how to reach their goals and things like that. We separate what's real from what's just, noise or AI fluff or just not relevant to the business. And we really peel it back and focus on what actually will make you money. So if you want to call, just book a call with us. Link is in the description. 20 seconds to book. Subscribe for more. I'm here all day. New breakdown every week. Let's go.